And Todd is such a big game. It's like he hits his spots with his serves, and if you're not really ready to bust and to get that work hard to get into the point, or if you just kind of take the edge off your groundies a little bit, and he can really hit the ball through the court. So it was a tough day all around, but I really enjoyed the weekend.
He was serving well in the entire week, really.
Yeah, I think, with his altitude, with the ball moving so quick and his trajectory with his height, he doesn't have to force his serve. He can just have a good rhythm, and he's going to get the extra movement, and he can get it down. A guy like me has to really put extra work on it to get it to come down, but he can sort of just, take an easy rhythm and get the benefit. Todd's serve can go off sometimes when he starts to really force it, but there's no reason for him to have to do that here. Just a little effort, and the ball's really moving.
He came out quick. What were you thinking when he jumped out so quickly?
Yeah, well, I knew I had problems, pretty early on because he was swinging aggressively at second serve returns and first balls that he was getting a look at. He didn't look like he was struggling with controlling it as much as I was. And so anytime Todd's swinging confidently, you get problems. And again, sometimes the first big shot these days is enough to get the point well in hand.
All in all, you'd still say it's a pretty good, successful league in Arizona?
I guess so. I mean, win a couple matches is nice. It wasn't about the win or the loss for me this weekend, but it was nice to be able to play 3 matches and feel pretty good.
What was your overall thoughts of your first time out on the Outback Series?
Yeah, I mean it's competitive, and these guys take care of themselves and they work hard to keep themselves ready, and it's no different than it was on the tour, except it's obviously a different standard as it relates to movement and all that. But they're the best for their ages in the world, and that's competitive.
You fought back in the second set. We had a number of back and forth, some break opportunities. You finally get the break. What's going through your mind when you get back on serve?
Yeah, it's always tough to kind of close out a match if you're a little nervous, especially in the finals. So Todd got a little careful in a couple shots, and he gave me a chance to sneak back in. I did. And 5-all, I had a couple opportunities. I had one huge return at deuce to get the ad, and but I felt pretty lucky to get in the point neutral in his serve. If I wasn't missing the return or he wasn't acing me, I feel like I was leaving it hanging a little bit, and it's just such a big disadvantage when a guy can start the point off with that kind of offense. But he held, and then I think he was pretty loose and relaxed, as a result of it, and he played a good game to break me.
He was kind of joking around about being tired there late in the second set. Do you think you could have got him to the Champions tiebreaker? You could have taken it? Did you sense that?
It's not really. I mean, a Champions tiebreaker is a home stretch, and you got to remember we spent our life playing, trying to get over a finish line physically at our end, and having a tiebreaker in the 5th set is a big difference than playing it like the finals of Wimbledon 16-14. So whenever there's a finish line right in front, you can muster up the efficiency and no, I wasn't. My goal wasn't to tire him out there. It was to try to execute my shots and control the point, which he kept me from doing.
Do you have a book tour set up starting next month?
Yeah, it's a pretty sophisticated rollout, starting with 60 Minutes on November 8th, and then followed by a launch on November 9th, and some travel for the next 10 days after that.
Can we expect you in Arizona?
I haven't looked specifically at the travel schedule. I know it starts out in the east and it ends in the west, so there's a chance we'll be through here.
And the title is open, correct?
Open. That's
November
right.
9th launch day?
November 9th, launch day, yeah. Hold it, fasten your seatbelts, and keep your hands in the vehicles at all times.
Is there any chapters or any words about Arizona, since you're full-time champion in Scottsdale?
There's a few stories. I pride myself on being a good storyteller. Yeah.
You seem to have enjoyed yourself here ever since you walked into the Pro-Am just a few days ago. You say this exceeded your expectations on how much fun you had?
It did, on a couple of levels. The players and the camaraderie, it's nice. It's an individual sport, but it doesn't feel that way when you're out here. You feel like you're part of a team or a family. And then the crowd really surprised me. I love to see the turnout. I love to see the enthusiasm. and just the warm embrace and the willingness to support me, even though I was hitting some shockers. So it was fun.
Were you able to hit any of the golf courses with some of your old tennis buddies?
No, I was saving everything in my back for the tennis.
Any chance you're going to play any more of these?
It's not, again, I wasn't here because I'm thinking about playing. I was here because Jim asked me, and I was here because, because I wanted to, connect and let people know I still care about the game. But it's not quite practically, it doesn't quite practically fit in my life or priorities.
Who was the organization that you donated your
Jim Courier's. You ask him specifically the name of it. It's been a while for me, but it helps underserved kids in Southern Florida through education and through recreation, through sports.
How's your school going?
It's going great. We had 34 graduates, 34 seniors, and all 34 are going to college this last June, so it's pretty good.
And I heard you had a recent successful fundraiser a couple weeks ago.
We did, yeah. Yeah, the Grand Slam was crazy. We raised $8.1 million in one night. Just in 2009, that's a coup.